gentlemen. Back up in the building, man. Yeah. Time to get to work. I want to start this off by saying there's a lot of shit out here cramping my style. That's not the reason we're here. I just want to, actually, she told me to tell y'all this. Yeah. So, first and foremost, I want to take this moment to dedicate this right here to, of course, baby girl, Miss Aaliyah Haughton. And all the fallen soldiers, man. Pac, Big, Aaliyah4ever, Craig Mack, Left Eye, you know, and all the homies, man. So it's gonna be a good one. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring. All right. Now we're gonna talk about. We're gonna get into Miss Baby Girl. This is her. This is for her. Well, it's for her. What is this? Where's this shit come from? No, this ain't got nothing to do with me. But pardon me. As a matter of fact, me do no thing that's bothering me. I must have got some. Now this series is dedicated to baby girl. And we're gonna kick it off. We'll keep it about her, but we ain't gonna just stay there. So at the beginning of this, it's not dealing with enough. Well, I'll start from here, and then we'll get into the lessons of it. Okay, now, first and foremost, tapping into my inner recesses. You know, man, them 90s was a motherfucker. I know the youngsters probably looking at us like, man, these niggas is gonna beat us in the head with this 90s shit. Like, yeah. Cause that was probably the between, we'll just say, between 90 and now, that was probably the best era of music. Especially with R&B. And R&B, and mind you, this is just my opinion, it's making a comeback, I can see, which is good. But it's going to have to be a little bit more than just you singing about how niggas do you wrong or women did you wrong. And I understand why that's happening. Because that shit is more severe. Those type of problems are more severe these days than they once were. You know. We've been having those problems, but it's like I'm just giving you from my observation. This shit a lot of shit done got out of hand. Shit just within the past 10 years. And you might, and I'm gonna show you. This is gonna be good. Trust me. But yeah, man. But you can't talk about the 90s without talking about Aaliyah, which is why I brought her up. Or can't talk about it. Well, you can. Anyway, just charting. But first and foremost, man, when Aaliyah came out, I was just about like 12, 13. So I ain't know nothing about true spirituality and gods and goddesses and all those things. But one thing I can tell you is when she came out, she was a force to be reckoned with. So when she first came out, you know, now let me kind of try to give y'all, try to get, okay, I put it like this. Aaliyah came out in the 90s, right? Okay. Now I never heard her full, any of really, well, the first time she came out was Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Now this is, we're going to do a little, I'll say that for the next one, cause that seemed like it'll go better than that. But so yeah, y'all finna get into the album title, but I'll do that a little later because it'll I think it'll be a little, feel a little better in the next segment, but. Now you gotta think about this. We didn't have YouTube and all these things, these so much free access to music. So with us, it was more so. So I tell you, I'm a big Aaliyah fan, right? But so when you think that, but if I told you I really just. I think I just really listened to the whole Age Ain't Nothing But a Number album in full after I got out of jail. Now she came out in 94? I went to jail in 2003. So you might be saying, oh, see, if you think linear or you think regular, you would say, oh, you couldn't be too big of a fan. You never bought the album? You never heard the whole album? It's like, no, see, this is how it works in the 90s. The pre-YouTube era. First and foremost, primarily I'm a hip hop dude. I don't want to say because hip hop and R&B is one. I don't want to say one and the same, but I don't want to put one over the other. But I listen more to hip hop or rap more than R&B. So even within hip hop, albums come out. You get what you can. Because you don't, unless you had a lot of bread or something, or enough bread to just go get every album you ever wanted. That wasn't the case with me. And it wasn't the case for a lot of people, most people. So, I base that, when I say I'm one of the biggest fans, it's not necessarily saying like, oh, I had every album and I know every word. You come, there's somebody right now, you come tell me about more about the actual albums and all that. But it's more of an energy thing. See, when when Back and Forth came out, that shit was first and foremost a flavor. She's my stylist. Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a minute. But just her style, bro. That coolness. She's just that it girl, man. You know what I'm saying? She had that it girl factor going with her. And it was crazy how symbolical she is of that era. Cause like I say, her, all my little homegirls from the hood, my family. I left to look at them as family person. But my sister Cassie, when I see one, I see the other damn near. And if I was to show you a picture of her, well, if I was to show you, probably the best way to put this, it just the thing. It ain't just them, all that 90s era, just like, but it's so 90s that when I look at her and I look at the old videos, it takes me back to the hood, and and all the homegirls. So like she's iconic and representative of that era. She ain't the only one, but she was truly an icon of the '90s. So, you know, pretty much all I got music wise was the singles. So yeah, back and forth. Uh, back, the singles. Back and forth as an example. And that's all it took. Of course, the first album, back and forth, and then she dropped that. Then after that, she came with One in a Million. When that came out, I know that One in a Million, back and forth. Back and forth was the shit took that One in a Million. So if you gotta understand about Aaliyah, she introduced a different type of beat production through Timberland. That style when she came with, if I'm not mistaken, and there may be some other stuff that underground or wasn't as popular before, because he was already doing his thing with the tracks and shit. I think that was when he really just broke through with One in a Million. But I remember that. See, this is why we have to document our own shit. Now I'm sure you find some magazine somewhere and they tell you, but no, we gotta really, niggas gotta start acknowledging shit. That's why a lot of we wondering why the youth don't respect the old. It's like because the music industry itself already had its plan to keep you from carrying on tradition. That goes back to the Willie Lynch thing, dividing the old against the young. And they do it on all levels. Not just music, but so when we dropped the ball at, I ain't gonna say we, cause I ain't in the music industry and shit. So but if I would have got a record deal and all that shit that I thought I wanted, had to put emphasis on that shit now, cause shit, looking at how filthy that music industry, entertainment period, industry is. Let me get my girl right. I be like, damn. When I look at all the people who fell victim to the music industry, do the things that I, as well as I know the average person wasn't aware of what's going on within that, I say, damn, it kind of infuriates me a little bit. Because I be like, damn, that could have been me. Now, I cause I never try. With me, it would have been straight business. Not saying that wouldn't have deal with baby girl. And that could be very well a breezy shit out here. But with me, I never trusted the corporate type like that. And that's the reason why a lot of people who was victimized within the industry, that's how they end up being victimized by the industry. You gotta think about it. And I understand, this ain't a bashing or attack on them. This is something to wake you up. You gotta think about it. You got all these ghetto kids with this vast amount of talent, coming from these conditions, these poverty-stricken conditions, some more than others, and you got this talent. Then you got these people over here who wants to invest in that talent. So by us, see me, I still keep all the shit I learned from slavery. I don't separate it from the rest of life. So when I look at just like so I get the music industry, I know it's controlled by white people or whatever. Suits, so to speak. So whenever I see that, it automatically takes me back to slavery, where they were in control of everything, including us. So like I always tell people, I don't necessarily hate white people. I hate all white people. I'm cautious when I deal with them, because if you don't understand that, then you need to really just do self-evaluation. But I'm cautious because of the history. And I know all white people ain't bad and all that. And I understand that. So I'm not an extremist. Out here screaming, fuck all white people and they can go to all that shit. No. I'm not doing that. But the point I'm trying to make is I never for example, they came to me and said, let's say I signed a record deal or whatever. Then we gonna have this party and woo. The average person to be, first and foremost, by the programming from slavery, a lot of people already look at, view white people within as an authority figure, which is dangerous within the music industry too. So these people come to you and they give you all these trinkets and this money, and this is what you've been wanting. So that brings you joy or temporary joy or whatever. And you're identifying this joy with this guy who just gave you this record deal. So that tends to make you trust this guy a little bit more, because you say, they must be here to help me. They signed me. They got me this deal, and everything's going to be all right. And then and this is not the story. I don't want y'all to mix this shit up. I'm just telling you, trying to add on to a lot of the stuff you're hearing now coming out about the music industry. But so don't think that I'm saying, he's telling her. Well, I'm telling her, but it's not her. This part of this segment, I don't want you to think that I'm trying to give you some type of hint that this would happen to her. And I think she was probably a little slicker than that, or she knew a little bit better than that. But I'm not even going into detail. We'll just say this: by you identifying them with this newfound financial situation, it may cause a person to trust them a little bit more, and that'll get you. And that can very well have you put in a vulnerable position. But I'll go bring it back to why I said all that, because I was saying, now the more and more I hear these stories, the more I think to myself, like, damn, that could have been me, or I could have had some, dealt with some type of. I know I would have had issues in the music industry. I ain't gonna lie, because a lot of shit I'm just not going for. It ain't a lot of some shit money. There ain't enough money in the world for some shit. So I just said that to say, even with the bag, it was just been a straight business thing with me. Say some white executives to say, or even a nigga. But it's a little bit more dangerous. That's why they start using black people to be the liaison between the record labels. And so the nigga might have a record label, but he's under the influence of the motherfucking enemy or the oppressor. So people like me, they say, well, we need to put a more trusting face out there, so they'll go get whoever, and you would think, he's a nigga, and cause he's black, so he must be down with me, or he must be in a whole while he's under the orders of people who don't necessarily have our best interests at heart. So I guess what I'm trying to do is show you how I can see the way somebody could end up in certain positions that don't benefit them or whatever. By trying to do the right thing, because you would think that chasing your dream, executing your dream, and doing your thing, one would say that's a good thing because you're trying to better yourself and all that, right? Cool. So but yeah, man, that era was just crazy, man. So I want to start off because we finna veer off a little away from the music, but and it's funny because that's the thing. I was thinking about what I was gonna name this last night, and I was like, I ought to call it the Wake Up Call. And let's take that back to her album. I've listened to the album since I've been home, on numerous occasions, but I gotta do this with music, period. Because like I say right now, just information age shit, got a nigga wrestling between listening to YouTube and all that shit versus how it used to be listening to music or whatever. Little TV, music, now YouTube is taking over the info age or whatever. Which go back to what I was telling you at the beginning of the video. I'm a fan just off of back and forth. Her swag, and of course she's beautiful. But her swag, beauty, her coolness, the nonchalantness, she just had that it factor. Such as myself, I like to even go for this. I see her as a female version of me. But like I say, back and forth, one in a million, more than a woman. We need a revolution. All the singles. So the album, I have to really, like I said, I told you I'm a hip hop guy. So I still have to jam the album thoroughly. I had to get back into the 90s way, the way I used to listen to music in the 90s and the early 2000s. I had to get back into that mode and go and listen to her album in that mode. Because in that mode, that's when we listen to shit. You listen to the album over. Now I listen to something and then, okay, let me go watch this, or YouTube, or Tubi, or whatever the fuck. It's more distractions. It's more shit to distract you from the music, I guess what I'm trying to say. Now, if you used to ask me what name some of your favorite songs off of Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, I'll name you the ones that stick in my mind. There's some where I have to go back. You be like, you ever heard this song by Aaliyah? Woo, woo. And I'll be like, nah, I don't think so. Then I go listen to the album. Oh, that's the song where I did hear it, but it's not. It ain't embedded deep in there now. So I can just tell you the whole album. Be like, okay, this song, that song, that song. And really that just come with growth, because there's albums that I used to jam the shit out of that I can't think of every song on them right now. But you go cut them on, I remember or whatever. So, but yeah, I was thinking about naming this shit the Wake Up Call. So you know when I go listen to the album, not totally unrelated to this, how you know it was a channel that came through her. I woke up this morning, I listened to Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, and So You Know It. She said that on the album. Wake up, just go listen to the album. And then the way the album come on, I got a beat right now. One of the hardest beats I got in my my laptop. Like some kind of got like an electronic vibe to it. When you listen to the beginning of the album, electronic vibe. So yeah, man. Screw in the building too. Screw and Pac in the building, man. Screw said Southwest rider busting shots out freely, screaming fuck eat all forms of swine in Swahili, which is another reason why we here. But let me not get ahead of myself. So, and I'll tell you why where that came from too. The next one, but that was fresh. That's some shit that came from shit that just happened this morning. This shit here is the greatest show on earth. I know the shit I can get out to y'all be live, but boy, you just see these other shit that just, boy, I don't want to get into it. Cause I know I've been on a tangent, so let me I go off the rail, so let me stay in my lane for a minute. So yeah. But yeah. The baby girl was supposed to be in the Matrix, right? Before untimely passing. Remember that. Because I'm Neo, and that's Matrix related as well. So, I'm trying to show you how it all comes together. She's Furioso too. I'm going to show you. We won't get into it. Show you how she's, and not just her, Furioso is representative of every woman. You don't have to have a missing woman to be Furioso. I told you what the missing on thing was all about, why they happened in the movie. But I don't want y'all niggas to, I have to say that. Some telling me to say that. So you say, well, what does this have to do with the Matrix? Let's get into it. All right. Now I've came into first before we do that, let me get my Mr. Rogers on. Excuse me. I'm getting ahead of myself, see? All right. Now, Aaliyah died in 2001 on August 25th, right? And my birthday is August 26th. So, tell you how I found out. And let me get that too. Yeah. Funny how all these things come together. I didn't do this on purpose. I'm really just catching this right now, but we just coming off the Purple Christmas joint, right? Strangely enough, I was on Purple stuff when I found out she passed away or made the transition. My pins and all of that. Now, we was in the club, and now I'm leaning, right? So I'm at the bar like this. I ain't sleep though. I'm just we call it nodding. We call it nodding. So you saw me, you could have probably thought I was drunk or out of my, didn't have all my faculties together, but that wasn't the case. I just had my head down. Like a lot of times you sit and drink, you might be leaning, you might be looking like this, but I'm not asleep. I'm enjoying the feeling. So you would have tried to go in my pockets, you'd have been in for a rude awakening. So I'm in the, it's a reggae fairly popular reggae artist on the well, I don't say fairly. He's a popular reggae artist or dance. I get him confused at times. I think he's dance. I think he would be considered dance hall. But I had to go and listen to some of his stuff. I never really heard too much of his. Yeah, that would probably be dance hall. I'm not sure. I know how they are about their things, but I can pretty much tell the difference between right now. Cause I thought about it the other day. I said, what is the difference? I said, okay. Reggae is more, well, that's another thing. I don't want to take off the wrong way, but he was doing his thing, man. Then the show just stopped out of nowhere. And he was like, man, I got some sad news. Aaliyah passed away. I was like, what the fuck? And I raised up, like, hold it up. What? Nigga was like, yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, but I was on purple stuff that night. Yeah, I do the purple Christmas joint just now. Christmas or whatever. Introduce y'all to my boy Big Mo. And then we go, and her birthday falls on the 16th. I did this about twice. I did about 5 hours. That's why I'm gonna have to stop this one in about an hour just to make sure I can even upload this shit. Cause I don't know what's up with this old whack ass computer, but I did 5 hours and this shit is telling me something about something why I can't upload my shit, the format or some dumb shit. Pissed me off, but I'm trying to chill out. It really pissed me off though. I ain't gonna hold you. 5 hours is just. So that was one. Then I did another one before that, the week of her birthday, the night of her birthday, or the night going into the next day, or something like that. I had too many bloopers in that one though. I think I'm gonna chop that one up and just give y'all bits and pieces because this is funny. I was tapping to some comments, which, oh, let me forget that too. Yeah, there we go. See, there's so much shit, man. But listen. Okay, now, remember I told y'all Ronaldo Ray came through, right? Ronaldo Ray. So I'm starting to think that, well, let me say this. Just flip back. That I want to tell you with the bloopers. I was laughing my ass off through that whole through that whole segment. I think I went on for about 1 hour and 30 minutes. But I was tapping into my inner comedian via the spirits like Bernie Mac, Ronaldo Ray, Robin Harrison, just to name a few. But we'll stay with Ronaldo Ray and Bernie Mac and Robin Harrison. You ever heard a nigga say, boy, you I ain't gonna hold out with it. I'm gonna hold out until the next segment. I'm gonna give y'all that, share a joke with y'all, or a rank with y'all. Now, if you go back and watch, I think it was the one I did for Screw. Yeah, it was the one I did for Screw. You go back and watch the Home for the Holidays thing. I just watched any video from the Home for the Holidays all the way to Purple Christmas. But it was before the Purple Christmas. You know, when the camera come on, you're gonna see my thumb up. Not on purpose. It's just how it happened. Alright. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to tell a Ronaldo Ray story real quick. And then after that, I'm going to have to dive right into it. But I want to share this with y'all. Alright. Remind you, I told you how he came through. I felt him coming through and pause. And I so I said, man, is that Ronaldo? Let me go Is he alive still? So because I couldn't remember if he had so many people that passed on. So many people that passed on. It's just getting clouded. I was like, I felt him come through, and I was like, is that Ronaldo Ray? Is that nigga? Did he pass away? So something told me to go Google him, and it's the first picture I seen. Yeah, like that. Now, mind you, I saw the picture, then I did the video, and my thumb was up just like that. I didn't even notice that shit till after. I went back and checked the video. I think I was going to screenshot a part of the video for to put on YouTube. Now, I bumped into some other shit called, all this is around the same time. I bumped into some shit called Xanarary. Now I gotta go and look that up. But it sounds like January, right? It's all the same time. So I seen Ronaldo, I seen when he was born, see when he passed, he was born. Today's his birthday. So we're gonna go big heavily, how y'all say it? A heavenly happy birthday to Ronaldo Ray. Flash, how the fuck this come on? Yeah. So now he told me to shout him out on his birthday. I think he kind of wanted me to wait, but I had to set the president and speak on him a little bit early. But more so than that, I think that the reason why the first one didn't come out on her birthday, it didn't come out the way I wanted to, and then I tried again this weekend, and that didn't go through. I mean, it was meant for the day, and I see why. We don't get into it though. I'm gonna take it slow. So, which is another thing with her. But I did the joint on school, and I was telling you how one of the things that he was telling me when he was coming through was to slow down, take your time, which is how he did his music. Go listen to Age ain't nothing but a number. You'll see it. Let y'all do some of your own homework. But yeah, let me what was I going to say? So and let me show you how I know it was real. Not I know it's real, but let me show you how real shit can get. Now, he was born in Sequoia County, Oklahoma, right? On January 27th, back on the big shit, 1940. He made the transition on May 28, 2015. So to take you back to the one I tried to do last week, or the first one, it was just real comical shit. And not just that, the whole, from that week all the way to about last Thursday, I was just on so many words I probably was doing what, I ain't a comedian, but I got a comic, I do have some type of comic characteristics about myself. Because I know in school, I used to be chopping it up with the girls. I be telling stories and shit, or telling them, explaining something, whatever. And for some reason, I say it's just for some reason, a lot of times, when I be talking about some shit, I won't even be trying to be funny. I just be telling shit how I see it. And often, more times than not, a lot of girls will laugh and be like, "Boy, you are crazy. You so crazy." I mean, but I wouldn't be necessarily trying to be funny. But in so many words, the best way to explain to you what was going on is that's how I know it was an ill channel. I was basically doing what comedians do when they get in their act together. What I would imagine they do. I would imagine, it was a lot of just like rapping, except telling jokes. So if I was sitting in the room rapping or rehearsing my raps, you'd be like, okay, he's rehearsing his rap or whatever. But if it was a guy in here rehearsing his jokes, you might think he's going crazy or talking to himself. I'll give you a better example. Say, we'll just go with that. But I was doing that. Just, it was a lot of funny shit, hilarious shit. I'm talking about, I don't even know what it hilarious shit. When I say hilarious, I'm gonna have to go back, cause like I said, it was just a thing. I'm gonna have to go back and write some of that shit down. I was coming up with shit I could make cartoons off of, like Adult Swim type shit, for real. So that was him in the game. Ooh, this is fire. See what I'm saying? This that shit I was talking about, right? You stay focused on. Alright, some other shit just came up. I gotta figure out how to fit that in, but I don't want to go out. I got a main line I'm trying to go with right now. Let me get this out of the way so I can go on into the next joint, the next phase of this. But yeah, man, it was so. That was the first one that I tried to, the comic energy was coming through. Oh yeah, I get what happened now. Then I get what happened. Then did the one last week, 5 hours, just for them motherfuckers telling me, the video can't be up, whatever the fuck. Me and computers, man, we had this thing. Something about them. I ain't gonna sound like them because they helpful, but me and those shits that we be having it out. I ain't gonna lie. That technology. I did the one with 5 hours. I was like, damn, I want to try to do it another one. I did that Saturday, I think. And after that, I was like, man, I'm gonna chill for a minute. Fuck that. I could have just came back and done it again. Like, nah. Cause for one, I'm mad. I'm angry. Well, I know I ain't gonna say, man, I was angry. So I said, no. Probably best I'll wait a minute, let that energy broth off and come back. So now we're here. I was gonna do it yesterday, sitting around, I wasn't feeling it yet. I woke up this morning, like, I can feel it. So let's just hope this damn computer don't give me no problems today. Let me get this fucking light out of my eye. I try to keep this shit straight, but that light, some type of, they got the flash on that shit. I guess this shit they use with cameras when you recording shit or whatever. I just don't like that light, that beam. I know when they shoot movies, it'd be more of a bigger flash. This shit is too concentrated. I don't trust that type of shit. So I try to stay lined up with the camera, but I don't like that light right there in my eye. So I get up this morning, start doing my thing, blah, blah, blah. Then I remembered, it's Ronaldo Ray's birthday. Oh, it's all coming together. So, here we are. I want to make sure I get that in there. Now, let's get back to Aaliyah, the stylist. Styling me from the heavenly cosmos, or wherever she's at. Because we're here, we're there, we're everywhere. Everywhere. And I give you two. Shout out to my Aunt Denise in the building. Yeah, my old Aunt Yaya. Sitting on the, how the song go? Waiting on my Yaya. I can't remember that. Sitting on the something, waiting on. I'm gonna go look that shit up. My Aunt Yaya, man. My Aunt Yaya, man. She rocked the Anubis energy. Heavy too. She's Oshun. Or excuse me, she's a Yemeni energy. Big mama, big girl. She had lupus, and she ended up going blind before she passed. Now I, for one, feel like she didn't have to go through that. But the reason she went through it is because the medical industry does not love you. So go back to what I was saying about record deals and all that. You think these people love you. And I'm not talking about your little regular, ordinary white friends, because I know you go, oh, Sam, oh, Preston loves me. He brings me. I understand. I'm not talking about just so distinguish what I'm saying, because they are victims too. So, and I'm not saying that the medical industry should just collapse, because it has its purpose to a certain degree. You just got to do what you got to know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are getting into marriages with these medical. You don't get into a marriage with the medical industry. As a matter of fact, based off of what I've seen with my life has thus far, they're needed less than we think. They've already fixated there. And they're not saying you just throw the baby out with the bathwater, just like with everything else, the Bible and all that. But I'm seeing how they're killing people, and basically they're doing it through you put all your belief in them. You ever heard? Let me give you an example. Take the whole concept of a second opinion. You know, you go to the doctor, they tell you something, and it might not be what you want to hear. So you say, well, I'm going to get a second opinion. I guess they go to another doctor or whatever. Or you ever heard, I know you've heard this story before, where the doctor said, my Aunt Jenna May had 4 months to live. And somehow Aunt Jenna May lived 30 more years. We've heard these stories. We've all heard these type of stories. That's evidence that, that's all the more evidence to add to what I'm putting down and hoping that you're picking up or going to pick up. Now, we're going to get into it, though, man. Let's get the fucking party started. But this ain't the party aspect. We got some business to take care of. Before we do that, we do one more thing. And we're going to get into yeah, that should take me off. We're going to get into the meat of this. So I'll tell you, Aaliyah's my personal stylist, right? Show you how things work. All right. So, my birthday rolled around I don't think it was 2014 or 2014. Yeah, it was 2014 because, 2014. Trying to figure out why in the fuck was I at I don't think I worked that day. That's the thing that's been boggling me with this story. I'm like, well, did I? I don't know. I don't think I worked that day because usually when I was working, when I was working there, even if I did work on a Saturday, the days I did work on Saturday, it'd be so little work. Most of the work during the week. By the time Saturday come, I can go in at about 7. I'll be out by like 10 or some shit like that. I'm trying to figure out why in the fuck I was so I ended up at the mall so late. But anyway, it was my birthday, so we finna go out or whatever. You know how that go. So I had to go get me a new fit, some shoes and shit. Now pay attention to these 2 stories. So I'm giving you an example of how spirituality works and how your people. So if you ever had some type of experience like this, maybe you can try to think about who in your personal life or what somebody you admire that may not be here may have a connection to it or something. So I'm gonna show you. So boom, the mall closed at like 10 o'clock. The mall closed at 9. So I get to the mall, it's like 8:50. Can you believe that? Shopping under that kind of pressure for a birthday outfit. To the rescue, bullshit you not. I go up in the joint. First place I go is Foot Locker. I was looking for something black and gold. I hadn't had the shirt yet. I was looking for something black and gold. So I go up in the joint. I see exactly what I need, what I thought. I see something that fit the description. So when I went, I watched, okay, let me go over there. When I looked, I seen them, but then I looked to the side and seen something other than that, which was these bad motherfuckers. Oh, leopards, the bronze. Yeah. Now these was not supposed to get to this level. I was supposed to only, pull these out on special occasions. But I went through my little economic crisis, and I'm still recovering, but still trying to climb out of. I love these shoes. I'm gonna have to try to find them again, man. Kind of hard to get them. But I'm gonna give me another pair of these motherfuckers, if possible. But eventually, so many words, my pocket was so fucked up, it got to the point that was 2014. When I started going through what I was going through in 2016, shit got so crazy. This became a last resort. You know how you do, with school and shit. You have your good shoes you don't wear outside, and keep them to the side, only wear them on special occasions. Then you got the shit you just run around all crazy in. Well, I went through every shoe I had before I had to start only decent pair of shoes I had was those. And it came down to that. I was we got to the point where I had to wear them because that's all I fucking had. That was decent. So I looked, now first when I saw the leopard skin, I had to make sure it was a manly shoe because this leopard skin is not reserved, it's not just for women. I should have brought them. I do it on this one. But the priest, the high priest in Egypt and in Africa and all that, they used to wear the leopard skin or whatever. To take you back to the Sambo, if you ever go watch the Sambo Black Gods of Asia video, it will show you the dude, John Hawkins, not to be confused with Big Hawk, because his name is John Hawkins too, but 2 different things. So we don't want to mix shit up. Now that video is on point, period. And even with what they said about John Hawkins. Now John Hawkins was supposed to be the guy. Well, I think you got the John Hawkins on that video, and then you have when you read about slavery or whatever, John Hawkins was supposed to be like some major slave trader or some shit like that. But anyway, and it says that Eugene Adams said that that's the guy who's narrating, Eugene Adams. He said John Hawkins wore the leopard skin because the leopard was the only animal, or or was an animal that would attack you without being provoked. Now, first and foremost, he said that with it's deeper than that. That ain't why real high priestess wore that. But I can understand that element of it, but not on a physical, not on a. See, that's bad. Attacking somebody without being provoked, just slapping somebody for nothing, some shit like that, that's bullshit. That's bad shit. But let me show you how, on the flip side of that, which is what I was already saying before I even saw that video. And that within that context, the leopard would be the luminous soul, or high energy. Put it like that, somebody with a high vibration. When a person with a high vibration gets around people of a low, not a low, because everybody vibrates at different levels. So, but somebody of a considerably low vibration, a nasty vibration, we'll say, bad nasty, not good nasty. Wicked. Oh, no, I don't want to say wicked because that goes both. Because you got good wicked and you got a bad wicked. But we'll say fucked up people. This is put in that bunch. The vibration is so low to where when a positive person comes out or somebody with a high vibration come around, they can't take the energy. It's like give you an example. Don't take it the wrong way, white people, but and I'm not trying to throw you under the bus with this shit, but it's like how our skin can take more of the sun than, say, a white person's skin because we have the melanin or whatever, and we have more of it in us. So everybody have melanin, but they melanin deficient. So we talking about skin. Keep it on the top level. We ain't talking about mentality too. But the example I'm using is the skin. So when the sun is too hot, you ain't got enough melanin. That's why they get melanoma cancer and all that, because there's this. Not saying, because I say I can show you. I've seen work with people who have had shit like psoriasis and all that. White boys or white people, but it's cool people. Cool people. Type of you might invite to the barbecue. But so I'm not talking about the mentality is the thing too, but I'm not talking about that within it. I'm trying to be clear about what I'm saying. So some people's mind is like, and I'm talking about black people, white, it don't matter. This shit is everywhere. But some people's minds are like, are aching to the skin of white people when exposed to an intense amount of sunlight. So when you come around, you irritating, agitating these people. It's like shining a light on a vampire or something. You know what I'm saying? But it don't come out like I'm saying. It comes out in jealousy, envy, nasty little things, little, you know, I don't know if y'all are one of the people, but I'm the type of cat. I didn't walk through my life, and I've encountered a lot of people just don't like me for nothing, for no reason. That's why though. It isn't because there's no reason. It's because my vibrate, they can't take the energy. And that's how you know this is a crazy mixed up world. Because I didn't, like I said, it's crazy. I can go around, and I'm not trying to put white people over my people. Or, no, this ain't about that. Just what I'm saying. Just based off my life, it's white people I've been around that give me less trouble than niggas. That's kind of embarrassing. Still good because we don't, we had the goal is to get everybody at least on a mental level to where we don't have to be around this motherfucking acting like animals. So take it back to John Hawkins thing. If I come in, if I step in the room and there's somebody with a low nasty vibration in that motherfucker, they see me, that glow, that aura, they can't take it. That's when the jealousy start coming out. He thinks he's all that. I got a lot of that shit going on. He thinks he's all that. Well, you goddamn right. You should too. You know what I'm saying? You should too. That is, they're vibrating on a level so low that just your mere presence, when you have a certain vibration, your mere presence agitates negative people. So so they like that person provoked me, and I might not even know what the fuck they got going on in their mind. That's them. I'm just doing my thing and going on my walk. They may have done nothing to provoke me, but the aura and the glow that's coming from me is tearing them off the bone. And I'm just doing what I'm just doing me. It's tearing them off the bone, not because they see it. They don't have to, I don't even have to know anything about this shit. They don't have to, that's why he said unprovoked, without being provoked. It's not like they provoking me, it's just the automatic, or it's not just like they provoking the aura, or they did something. Now, oh, you bad? No, it's like you step in the building and it just does it to them because they can't take the energy. So I want to kind of straighten that up so we won't have no misunderstanding about that. But anyway, so I go on and start. I think I picked up the black and gold. I think I picked up the black and gold shoes, and I looked at them, and I was gonna get them. So yeah, that's what it was. I was gonna get them. So I put the showcase shoe down. When I went to put the showcase shoe down and go get the other one, I put it down. That's when I spotted these right here. Now the leopard. Growing up, usually we seen more women for whatever reasons than men. But I always seen both in it. But it was more so much women did it to the point to where if you didn't know no better, you would think it was just a woman thing or whatever. So that's why I had to look at the shoe to make sure it wasn't a girl shoe. Because even then, most shoes that had leopard or something on it was like made for girls. So I looked, I said, "Man, that's a man's shoe." I said, "Okay." Got those. I had about 5 minutes left on the clock. I go straight to the store across the street. As soon as I walk in, I see this. Now, there ain't nobody but Aaliyah. So I grabbed that. If I grabbed a pair of black Levi's. See, I grabbed a pair of black Levi's. And just like that, 10 minutes, one of the freshest goddamn outfits I've ever had in my life. Oh, it ain't just because I'm saying it. Oh, no, boy. When I used to go to the club and this shit, man, I remember we walked in the club, me and my partner walked in the club one day. We stepped in that bitch, man. That nigga said it. That nigga said, "Bro, every motherfucking bitch in the building is looking at you right now." And I'm paraphrasing, but he said that. I said, "Yeah. Bullshit you not. True story." So much so I remember I don't know if it was that same night or a couple weekends later. One night we was in that bitch. Something that came on. I think it was Yayo. That boy Snooty Wild, shout out to Snooty Wild, man. That shit used to get a nigga hype. I missed that era. My last era, that was a live era. All that shit that got it out the mud and got it out the mud. That shit that raised me, man. I love that shit. What else was jumping around that time? It was that. Man, I'm gonna wreck my brain trying to remember. That was that era right there. Be the club. Damn. But anyway, I was in that bitch turning up, and I must have been looking so fly. I was doing my thing to where, you know how you had a moment when you close your eyes, you going off, and then when I open my eyes back up, I see the girl tapping her home, like, bitch, look, and she pointed at me like, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing this shit. So, yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, man. I'm trying to think of some more songs that was jamming around that time, man. It was that. Those was ones that stuck. That one, that shit there, that Yayo, man. That was a bad motherfucker. She gonna shut my mouth. So yo. Man. Yeah, man. So yeah, that was interesting right there, man. And I give y'all this one right here. This one here. This is my auntie guiding me to these right here. Yep. These was never supposed to get to this level. But when you fucked up, you can't afford to get new shoes and shit, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you a story about these though. Now I was in a store in line, and now you know y'all color is turquoise. I'm trying to remember, see if my memory serves me correct, but I think I had a pair of turquoise. Did I get the shoes first? Well, let me just go with what I know. Now, I remember we up in the I'm in the store, so I seen that dude with some that's why I think I already had them turquoise Levi's. I just didn't have no shoes. So when I saw that guy that was in line behind with he had some turquoise Nikes on, I was like, man, them on little. I said, where you get these from? He had told me, I think he said Memorial City Mall. I'm talking, did I get them motherfuckers from? I can't remember if I got them from Memorial City Mall. But anyway, whatever. I think I did though. Yeah, I had to. I think he said Memorial City Mall. So when I went to the mall to try to find them shoes, instead of them shoes, I found something even better, which was these. And I'm gonna tell you something about this shit here, boy. This can't make this shit up, man. I ain't gonna hold you. This is actually what I was looking for, another pair of these when I got the ones that I did for I got them under the, like, this is taking it back to some spiritual shit. I'm a Virgo. Father of Mercury. Mercury is the planet of intelligence. What's one of the symbols of Mercury? The feet with the wings on the ankle. Fly foot game. Fly foot game. So with these in particular, turquoise, I already know that's my aunt. So I guess I went to get the other one, but I ended up getting these. Just like the last situation the shoe, the leopard shoe, whatever. Because I always want to get one thing, but ended up with another that was even better. So, now these some bad motherfuckers. Both of them. Everywhere I go, boys like, man, where you get them from? Man, them hoes live. Ooh, that's a normal thing for me. That's why I said Mercury. That's how I do my whole life. I never been a big on the guy that's big on Jordans. I had a few, but you can't stand out in Jordans. Everybody got them, so it becomes really just you got. Well, anyway, but there's a few J's I gotta go back and get though. I ain't gonna lie. But I was never just big on them like that. And I think outside I get more. I think I'm gonna bring it back to the shoes when we get into more of the fun element of this. But let me stop right here just to see if this shit upload, and then I'll come back and we'll continue on. But let me finish telling the story with respect to shoe though. So I get these Jones Hill lines. Now for whatever reason, shit like this always happen to me. But for whatever reasons, I never looked at the tongue of the shoe. So I wear these motherfuckers about 6 months. And as a matter of fact, before I even looked at the tongue, we was gonna go out one day. Me and my partner, and then I don't know who this dude was. It was some other dude that stayed like in his apartment. Like I don't know, he knew him or what. But we was out there. And, we was taking pictures, get ready to go to the club. So the dude got in the picture with us or whatever. So we took the picture, and my eyes lit up in the picture. So when we look at the picture, the boy said, "That nigga eyes lit up. Boy, you must be the chosen one." And I was like, "Damn." I had already been seeing signs of little things to confirm what this nigga was out here was saying. I don't even think I saw the Bible shit yet about the hip. Christ coming with the name on his hip and all that. I don't think I had seen that shit. But I was already well aware that my birthmark was shaped like the Aaliyah4ever, which is who I am. So he said that. I'm like, all right. Time passed. And then one day, I looked at the fucking tongue. So you know it, man. Let me see if we get it like that. You see that? You see that? It's kind of fucked up, but that says the chosen. It says chosen one. Let me get it closer. Kind of hard to see because the damn bubble all fucked up. But let me get it right here. I know what I do. I'm gonna take a picture of it. I want to keep my phone right here, though. But I'm gonna take a picture of it so you can probably see a little better through the picture. That shit is they worn out, but yeah. So I guess it'll be a good place to stop at, and then we'll crank it back up in a minute. Let me just see if this shit's gonna upload, and then we'll